Hey guys, thanks for joining us again for Going Local Financial Edition. Today we've got Brittany Stokes here from Movement Mortgage, and she is going to be sharing with us about the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. So, Brittany, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I've so enjoyed doing these videos.
They have been a pleasure. I've always enjoyed them. That being said, tell me a little bit about. So, what is the difference with a pre-qual? What is that?
A pre-qualification is when the customer comes in and fills out the application. And based on what they're telling me their income is, I can tell them how much a house they can afford.
Gotcha. So this is basically where they're just giving you the preliminaries. They're not really going into depth.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So it kind of gives them an idea. Mm-hmm. So tell me, what exactly is a pre-approval then?
So the pre-approval will be the next step in the process. So they filled out the application. They told me what they make. So now I need to prove that. So turning in their documentation of pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, and those items. Based off of the full income, maybe they said that they have overtime that I see that they can't use because they haven't had it for 2 years or things like that, to make sure that what they're saying is matching up with what we can use.
Gotcha. I've seen this before sometimes too. I was working at True Light for a while. We would have people come in and say they were self-employed, and they'd say, "Oh, I make $200,000 a year," and then really they made $50,000 a year after deductions and everything. So
absolutely, and that's such a great point because Movement Mortgage does things a little bit different. And even after the pre-approval process, we push it further and go ahead and send it to underwriting. And like you said, with self-employment, that's such a huge thing because even though you made $200,000 of what you brought in, whenever you do all your tax deductions and all those things, we look at what you actually show the IRS as income. So that's where me looking at it and being able to go ahead and send it to the underwriter and get a full pre-approval up front. We call it a loan commitment up front. So you know exactly, based on your credit history in the underwriter, you know exactly what you are approved for in your house.
Wow. So that's super helpful for me as far as from a realtor perspective, because when I go in and actually put in an offer, I can say, well, this has already been an underwritten loan.
Right.
And so it actually helps you from the seller's perspective, because the seller's going, well, if they've just gotten pre-approved, they haven't done the final steps. And so when I go into it, I say, well, we're fully underwritten and we're ready to go. Then that listing agent can tell the buyer, like, look, they've already been sent by the underwriter. They know that they qualify for this loan. There's no way that this is going to fall through necessarily. And so that's a huge helping benefit on the negotiation side. Not to mention at that point, we should be able to know exactly how much time we would need to be able to close. And sometimes we could close, I think you guys close in as quick as 14 days.
Right. We can do it typically within 2 weeks because we've already got through the hard stuff of the underwriting portion of it. So we just need an appraisal and we need title.
Wow. So, I don't know very many companies out there that can close that quickly. And we've had this experience. We just had one close, I think it was right at about 25 days-ish. And so that was just us not trying to make it too fast, but it definitely came into a factor that she could close faster. So most lenders are saying 30 to 45 days. And so to say that you could go to 2 weeks is phenomenal.
Absolutely. It makes a huge difference whenever you're in a bidding war. That seller wants to be the first person to be able to close.
Yeah. And I've had clients say the same thing. If I was, representing a listing or something like that, they would say, oh my goodness, how do I pick? Which one am I supposed to pick? Which one's going to be the better option? And when I have somebody who says they're underwritten, and they can show that to me, that is going to be a huge benefit, because I've had deals that would fall through because of them not being able to close on their loan and them having to back out. So I think that's going to be a huge win for the client, but also for you as the buyer.
Absolutely.
So I think this is some great information. I think it'll help you guys as far as the starting process. If you need to go ahead and get a pre-qualification and pre-approval and get underwritten, then I would recommend that you contact Brittany, kind of get the process started. Once you've gotten that to that point, and then at that point, then I would love to work with you, and we can kind of find you a place and start the negotiation process. So, Brittany, thank you so much for all of this information. I think it's going to be super helpful.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is my passion, is talking to these customers and helping you to be able to show them houses and know exactly what you're getting into before you go out and driving around everywhere. So.
Definitely. I will agree. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you. Every time that we've had a closing, it's went through like without any hitches or anything falling apart. So it's definitely been a pleasure. But like I said, I want to thank you guys for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment for us. Reach out to us. Our contact information will be in the front and the beginning of the video. You can also reach out through social media: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, any of those different avenues. We would love to connect with you and work with you. And so, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.